of e-commerce sales platforms like Amazon and Shopify, there's more and more brands that sell their products on that website, on those sites, or on their own website, or those platforms. And even some of them just solely sell on the platforms, right? There's solely sole e-commerce brands that just are selling on their website or selling on Amazon. But there's also a lot of other products that sell in retail through distribution and on Shopify and Amazon, on Fair if you're in food and drink, as well as other platforms like Walmart and Etsy, etc. With the expansion of the e-commerce platforms and the volume of transactions that exist on those platforms, a big decision is how to get the sales and payment data into your accounting system, i.e. QuickBooks Online, right? And what's the most efficient way to do that? Well, with the kind of enhancement of the amount of people that are selling those platforms, there's more and more systems like A2X and Cinder, and specifically A2X is the one that we recommend, that actually gets that data from those systems into the QuickBooks Online platform in a very automated manner, right? So there's really two options to get your sales order and payment data into a QuickBooks Online or accounting system: automatically through a sync tool like A2X, or manually with a month-end process that basically deals with data in Excel and different things like that. So I'm going to walk through some kind of advantages or things that you should think about when you're deciding whether or not to use like an A2X or doing it manually, right? From a manual standpoint, one thing, A2X or something like that is going to take time, not going to take time, it's going to cost money, right? With that being said, a manual process is also going to take extra time for your accounting firm or your team, which in essence is more money, right? More resources, more time and energy that kind of comes into place. If you have very low transactions, or if you're on one of these platforms, manually probably makes sense, right? If you don't have like complex sales channels, or if like, again, if you sell on Shopify, have one payment processor, that's more simple than selling on Shopify and Amazon and accepting payment with Stripe, with PayPal, with ShopPay, with TikTok Pay, like, Amazon and different things like that. That's where the complexity kind of comes and rises, right? And again, additionally, like, again, on the manpower, if you do have capacity or manpower to do the job and you're already paying them, then it may make sense from a manual perspective. But from A2X and these sync tools, kind of some things to think about, right? As we kind of go through this. Number one, automation equals time savings, right? That's the name of the game. AI, ChatGPT, tech platforms save time, basically share data between platforms automatically and let us kind of review and oversee and reconcile the data. Number two is a big part of this is accuracy and error reduction, right? Like, data comes here and over here automatically through tech platforms, it's typically going to be right. And if it bounces off, there's issues. There's a lot of times there's sync errors or things that we can look into. A person exporting data in Excel or Google Sheets, accidentally pressing the wrong button or using the wrong formula, there's higher levels of data error and inaccuracy that kind of comes out. So think about that as you kind of go through there. Accrual-based accounting, right? A big part of this was when people come over to Accountfully is the deposits that come in from Shopify or Amazon. People can just put those to revenue. Two things with that. That's net revenue. That's after fees. Additionally, there's time delays in when they get paid. Typically, Amazon Seller Central's every 2 weeks, as well as Shopify depends upon the payment platform. So there's not kind of pure accrual-based financials. Accrual-based financials means that revenue should be recognized when the order is shipped, really, at the end of the day, right? So when it's shipped to the customer, that's revenue in that month, and then you should automatically account for it. So really, with these systems, it's easier to kind of manipulate the data or kind of have accrual-based accounting records within QuickBooks after they sync. And if you need to do kind of an adjustment in mid-month or whatever, that's an easier and a more time efficient process than otherwise. Reconciliation made easy, right? Basically, matching bank deposits, in payment platforms, each one of those comes in. PayPal deposit come in, ShopPay, etc. They come in. The system's already kind of doing that and manually posting the revenues and reconciling against that. The amount of payment processors that exist these days and the timing issues, do they take out a fee or not, becomes a pain in the butt in terms of having to deal with that manually. So leveraging a system like that really helps. Scalability, clearly going from 100 sales in Shopify to 1 million over a month. Well, if you have a system like that, then that's automatically doing, and the manpower, again, stays the same while the tech platform's doing the job. Clearly, the tech platform may cost more money with more orders, but it's very scalable in that nature. better reporting reports in A2X versus Shopify. Additionally, they have kind of reconciliation reports where you can, see against it, right, in terms of that aspect there as well. Tax filing, they're able to kind of segment the tax filings as well, or the sales taxes kind of that's collected as well into your balance sheet so you can see the dollars and cents there. And kind of, again, the last thing is just the integration across multiple platforms. When a brand sells on Amazon, Shopify, Walmart, Etsy, etc., right? Like having a system that syncs that data into your accounting system is much easier than manually having a process for each, because guess what? Each system has a different reporting structure, a different way to get to that report, to export data to Excel or to Google Sheets. Sometimes the reports don't have all the data we need. Sometimes the dates that they have in there aren't the ship dates, it's a different date, right? So having 4 different processes and platforms manually, well, if you can just basically have a system that automatically does and syncs the data into the accounting system, and you're able to basically kind of, again, manipulate and oversee and kind of review the data, it just makes your life much easier and much better, right? So at the end of the day, time efficiency, accuracy, scalability, ease of reconciliation to kind of the payment processors and the deposits, multi-channel sync, and kind of more enhanced reporting quality is kind of a big recommendation, or a big reason why you should use a system like A2X as you grow and scale and as you have more than one e-commerce platform. Highly recommend A2X.